New week. So, continuation from last week is Charm Offensive by Alison. So, I don't really know what point I stopped at really before it hit midnight last night. But I'm now at 48% through, and we're on like either just finished week 5 or I'm starting. I think I'm just at week 5 because I think I'm on chapter 6 and like the week. It's like a week behind with the chapter number. It makes sense in my head. I know where I'm on week 5. I know what's happening. Don't worry. I know what's happening. And at this point, really, there's just like a lot of why. I don't really get why he's on the dating show. There's other ways to fix your reputation. Why are you on a straight dating show if kissing women repulses you, even if you don't want to really admit that at this point? Why? You knew that was a part of it, so why did you go on the show? Be like go on Love is Blind and then go like, I'm not gonna get engaged in. Like that's the whole premise of Love is Blind, which by the way, that is the only dating show I watch besides like 90 Day Fiancé. Is Love is Blind, and I love it. And I haven't seen season 4 yet, so don't come for me. Don't spoil it for me. That's like a next weekend plan. So I'm dog sitting at my mom's, and I used my mom on Netflix, and Netflix was so rude to come up with the password sharing block thing, and I can no longer watch it here at my apartment, which is rude as hell of them. And they said we could pay $8 a month to password share. I thought we welcome at this $5 subscription, dumbasses. I'm not doing it. Like, I'll just wait till I go to my mom's house then. And then, oh my God, sad. I'm gonna get a new one. Finish that one. So, we're at 48%. It's getting better. I will say this. It was going from like a 1.5, 2, or 2.5, 3, more towards 3 at this point. I can't see it really going above a 3.5 though. At this point, you know, as I've always said, like I can't stop reading because like the ending could change the book entirely. And then because I'm kind of like I was reading on my iPad was a little dead, so I switched over to Shadow and Bone, and you know, I think I'm just like romancing myself out with trying to read like a bunch of romances right now, and I think I'm just in a fantasy mood, guys. Like, I want to read fantasy or I want to read horror. That's, like, where the vibe is, but, like, more so fantasy right now. And, like, this is where it's at. Like, I am thoroughly enjoying this book. Like, I've only been reading for 25 minutes, and I'm already on page 36. And the plan is for me to continue reading this for quite a while because, I mean, I have to test the lightning charger, but it's, like, 64%. But it's like 6:19, so I probably will continue reading this for maybe, I'm thinking at least an hour and a half yet tonight. So, that's going to be the plan, but I think it's like 6:19-ish. So, I think we're going to finish up with this sprint, because this next sprint on Kelsey's channel, and which I'll link her down in the description. I can link her channel down in the description if you guys want. Go check her channel out. But B&K book club sprints are going on right now. I'm not reading the book. I'm reading this. I'm reading the Atlas Paradox. But I think we're going to finish up the sprint, and if they're going to do another one, I am going to take someone for some exercise. Someone who is down in the corner there. Alright, I meant to update on Monday night, but it's not Tuesday night because I didn't feel like filming else last night. So Monday, I finished The Charm Offensive by Cochrun. I'm going to give it 3 stars, a shaky 3. It was between 2.5 and 3. I have more thoughts on this in a video that I posted on Wednesday, which I'll link in the description for you guys, because I read a series of books that all had a similar theme. But there's just things that I just wasn't into it. I didn't feel like the characters were relatable. I didn't feel like they had much depth. I don't feel like things were fully fleshed out as well as it should have been. And it kind of annoys me that it's literally compared to Red, White, and Royal Blue, because Red, White, and Royal Blue is one of my favorite books of all time. And I'm like, it is, besides the characters being gay, there's really not much comparison. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't see much comparison besides them both being gay. Anyways, I'm gonna go into a huge digression if I go on this tangent again. So then, Tuesday here. I did listen to a little bit more of Christine, which I do need to finish this week because it is due. Well, I guess I don't need to finish it this week. It's due on the 19th. So I have a little bit of time yet, but I would like to finish it so that I can get into some other audiobooks I need to get to this month. And then I've been reading Shadow and Bone, which will have its own video once I finish this trilogy. I'll have a whole video on comprehensive thoughts on Shadow and Bone. So far, I'm really loving it. Like, you know, I read 100 pages on Sunday, and then I'm almost at 200 yet tonight already. I'm on 183 is where I stopped. The goal is going to be to read a little bit more yet tonight, because I for sure want to make it into the next chapter after page 200. But we'll see, because I don't know, I gotta work, you know? I gotta do the whole working thing, and like, it's a damper on the whole reading thing when I have to work for 9 hours a day. Ugh, annoying, but well, I'll make money somehow, I guess. Anyways, that's what the plan is going to be. And then I'm debating about which book I'm going to start next after this one. So my original thought was City of Ash, which I'm still kind of leaning towards. But with as well as this one's going, maybe I want to pick up Siege and Storm. But I also have another book from February I was supposed to read tomorrow. And City of Ash I was supposed to read in March. So I'm like, wait, not February. I'm done with February buddy reads. My bad. March buddy reads. So this was a March buddy read that I never got to. Oops, I hit the remote. Don't do that. Back it up, Bob's Burgers. Pause. I'm rewatching this. So this was a March buddy read. City of Ash is a March buddy read. Tomorrow is a March buddy read. And so I feel like I need to focus on those first. So I guess my real debate now is between tomorrow and City of Ash. But I'm probably going to go with City of Ashes. Just because I feel like I could do that as a quick read. I really, really could if I just like sat down and read. Which, this weekend I'm dog sitting because my sister's going to Puerto Rico. My 15-year-old sister's going to Puerto Rico with her dad. And my mom works days this weekend. And my sister's dog's really anxious when she's left alone. So I'm going over there to keep her company with Ellie. And then Monday, my mom will be home during the day. And my mom will be home during the day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And she works nights those days. And she'll be off again the next weekend. So Coco will not be alone. But those days. But she would be alone this weekend if I didn't go. So the plan's going to be to go there. And I kind of want to finish this book tomorrow night, if I can. It's really going to depend on, though. It's going to depend on how far I get tonight and how much time I have to work tomorrow, because I do need to take some notes for class on contacts. Okay, I haven't updated it since, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't remember at this point. But I finished Christine. Gonna give it 4 stars. You know, I can see the horror elements of it, but, you know, I didn't find it scary. I'm really looking for a horror book. Leave recommendations for this. That's going to scare me and not make me, like, I'm not going to want to sleep during it. That's going to be the goal. So I finished Christine. I got on my calendar here. I have all the books, series, or Stephen King books that I should get to this month. And, I mean, I've crossed 3 off and it's halfway through the month. It's overzealous all the time, but, you know, what's life without overzealous on this? So I finished Christine, and then I was reading Shadow and Bone. And it's taken me all week to read it, but it's actually a very, very quick read, and I just like need to just sit down and read, actually. 5 stars for Shadow and Bone. There's going to be a Shadow and Bone vlog that's going to go out whenever I finish the series. Should be by the end of August, fingers crossed. And I'm very happy with it. You know, 5 stars. It's dark. People on Storygraphs 2% of people said it was lighthearted. I disagree. I don't think we read the same book. But it brought me out of I was in like a fantasy slump. Like I read Miss Rule by, it's the Sleeping Beauty one. I can't remember the author at this time. I read that and it put me into a fantasy slump where like it's taken me forever to read fantasy books since then. And we're doing better now. We're doing better. Like I feel like I could read a lot more fantasy books now. So that's gonna be the goal. Hi, Miss Shelby. Yeah. And I'm not. I guess it's not fantasy. It's sci-fi. I'm gonna pick up The Lost World next, and The Institute, which I don't know what this. It's a king book. Is it thriller? Is it horror? It's probably both. That's gonna be the goal for here on Saturday. So I finished Christine Friday night, and I finished Shadow and Bone here on Saturday morning. So goal's gonna be I'm gonna go to my mom's house because I gotta watch my sister's dog, and then we're gonna read either The Institute or Lost World today. Don't know yet. The vlog at 11:58 p.m. What did I do? So I meant to read more than I did, but I spent a lot of time watching Love is Blind because I haven't seen Love is Blind 4 yet. So I spent a lot of time watching that. Also had to make a run for some Chinese food during the day because like I was just craving Chinese, and my favorite Chinese restaurant is like 10 minutes from my mom's house, but my mom's house is like 15 minutes from me, and I'm not gonna drive that distance to get Chinese food, especially because they do not deliver and it is dine-in or takeout only. So I had to get while I was on my mom today babysitting Coco because I'm gonna go back in the morning and watch Coco, and then I'll get my leftover Chinese for lunch or dinner. I haven't decided yet. You know, that's like a tomorrow problem. But for now, I started The Lost World. And the more I think about it, I may try to find a Jurassic Park version that looks about this size. Because I really do love the giant dinosaur on the cover. He's my favorite there. He's my favorite there, my little big dinosaur. And I got 102 pages read of it, so, I mean, I made a good chunk. I went like 25% through. And this looks like it's a chunk book, right? The print in this book is huge. I mean, it's not overly huge, but, like, it's pretty big font. Like, if I squint, I could make that out without my glasses. But my favorite part is on the inside cover here. Look at the map and of all the dinosaurs. It's so cute. It's so cute. So besides that and watching Coco, I also bought my brother 3 spotted koi catfish. And they're algae eaters, but they're like not like huge algae eaters. So they eat algae, but like not like a ton. Like they help manage your algae population in your tank. So, and they do best in groups. So they only had 3, so I bought all 3. 2 of them are like little babies, and one I'm gonna say is an adult. He looks bigger. I'm saying he because I don't know what it is exactly. It just looks bigger than the like. He looks like he's probably full grown, while the other 2 are clearly babies. Or maybe you know, like most. I think most fish species. I think the female is bigger than the male. I think. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. To me, they don't look like they're full grown. They look like they gotta grow a little bit yet. And I had to like take the beta fish because it's a beta tank. I had to dust in the beta fish out, and then be like, okay, now we gotta acclimate the koi catfish bag of water to the fish tank water. So I had to let that sit. I let it sit for 30 minutes. I probably didn't need to do that drastic. I think the internet told me to do 15. But I was like, 30 is a solid number, you know, solid. And then I took them out and I got them out of the little tank. I got them out of the bag and into the bowl. The fish tank. You know what I'm talking about. I got them into the fish tank.
And then I let them sit there for 2.5 hours. I think it told me again to do it an hour. I was like, 2.5? It's a pretty good guess. And then I reintroduced Dustin. But like before I put the catfish in it, I added some plants because the internet told me I need to confuse the betta fish and redecorate his tank so that he doesn't get territorial. So I just added stuff because I was like, I really like the placement of the two things the betta fish had. He has a log that has plants, and he had a rock. And I like the placement. I didn't want to, like, my only other option was to flip them, and I like how they look this way because I like that side of the log that's showing. And if I put it the other way, it just wasn't going to work right, you know? The vision was not there. So I bought a pack of long green ones that reach like the top from the bottom of the top of the tank. And I bought 3 little short ones that the catfish can hide in. They seemed to like it. The catfish were doing fine, so yeah, I reintroduced Dustin. He did great. You know what? He got all flary, like flared his fins out when he saw one, and then he realized they weren't doing anything, and he was chill. He did panic and swim away very fast when one of them touched him. He was not having that. Oh no, they touched, and he was not going to have that. But at this point, I'm rambling. The goal next week, finish this one, read the Institute. That's all I have so far on my agenda. That's all I got so far. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next week.